Smackdown, 7th of February. The show opening with Jey Uso, and he really uses it as gauging as a crowd to how they feel towards Jey and a Cody match at Mania, right? And so Jey comes out, loud pop, same like Raw. They redo his entrance because the crowd wants it. Talking about Cody Rhodes, talking about Mania, and then obviously Cody comes out. He says, "Look, we shared some great times. We've had some great evenings, but if you pick me at Mania, he talks about the story again, and it was like, it has to finish with me winning again at Mania." I still think Jey will pick Gunther. I still think that happens, and I think the Chamber winner will pick Cody again, because my thinking is, you can't. You want to try and make both those champions feel equal, right? And it doesn't. It feels like Raw's here, the SmackDown's here. Now, that's because of Roman. It's not because of Cody. Roman made that title so massive, but they want to make the Raw champion feel much, much bigger, because if you go for two Rumble winners picking the SmackDown title, it makes it feel like, oh, well, that's the premier title. Now this is the B tier title. So having the Mania winner picking that title, I think, elevates it a lot more closer to the SmackDown title. It gets interrupted by Jacob and Tama. Basically, really good. Jacob's promos are unreal, but saying to Jey Uso and Cody's like, "Hey, you took that title from my family, and we need it back." And hyped up Jey said, "But you ain't the guy to get the title back." So that was a prelude to what might happen later in that evening. You'll see what I mean. So overall, really good. Obviously, it sets up the tag match for later in the evening. First match of the evening was Bianca Belair versus Piper Niven for a Chamber qualifying match. Bianca winning this one. It was a good match, actually. I didn't mind it. There was a few high spots. Obviously, anytime you're picking up like a Piper Niven, it always makes it feel bigger, makes it feel impressive, and it is. I don't think anyone would have expected Piper Niven to win this match. Let's be real. No one's expecting her to win this match. It was always going to be Bianca into the Chamber now. And I don't see Bianca winning the Chamber either. So, but I never really expected Piper Niven to win the Chamber. You then have a Mello to Zawa match lined up for later in the evening. We'll come back to that. You then had a DIY promo, basically gassing themselves up. We're an amazing tag team. You know what you expect from a heel tag team promo from just winning a title. Pretty Deadly interrupt, saying like, "Hey, we've been helping you out here. The reason you got these titles is because we've been helping you out. We want our title match." Nick Aldis actually somewhat agrees, but says, "Look, you have to win a non-title match before you get that title match. The match happens now." And the match is actually good. And what was interesting is that Pretty Deadly were getting a lot of babyface pops. And I like Pretty Deadly. I think they're a great tag team. But, they've always been a heel tag team, and you've never had that babyface style pop. And they were getting quite a few of those. And I think you might get a babyface run out of these two soon. And I'm here for it. I won't lie. I am here for it. But yeah, Pretty Deadly with a flash pin to win, leading to, obviously, a title match between the four of them. You then have Drew coming out to sort of lay out a promo saying that, Adam Pearce was, an idiot. Your anger is what you resemble your work environment, and Raw was that. I've come to SmackDown clear-minded, clear-headed, with Nick Aldis saying, you can unleash the real Drew. Good impassioned promo. Jimmy interrupts. Jimmy calls him what you would look at as an ex-girlfriend, which was a great pop. Drew then accidentally says, "Oh, Jay, I mean Jimmy," which obviously gets a ooh moment. And then LA Knight interrupts. Impassioned promo, saying that there's no love for Jimmy because Jimmy cost him his world title match against Roman. Impassioned promo to the men around the world about mental health and crying. He says there comes a point where there's too much crying, and that's what Drew McIntyre does. And he called him Drew McIntyre, which got a bit of a laughter out of the crowd. So leads to a triple threat match there and then, with Drew winning, hitting a behind the back Claymore on LA Knight whilst he's trying to hit the BFT on Jimmy. Picks up the win to go to the Chamber, and right now you've got John Cena, CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre in the Chamber, which is a hell of a Chamber so far. You expect Rollins to win and get in there. Maybe Damian Priest. We'll see about that next week, obviously. After that, you have the promo from Kevin Owens in his car talking about how it's quite a very emotional, quite teary promo, saying that Sammy's a bad human, he's a bad friend. He allowed Cody to try and end his career, and it's definitely, look, I mean, like I said, these guys could wrestle for the next 20 years and I'll watch every single time, with KO and Sammy, and it's going to be brilliant. I can't wait for it. After that, is the Tozawa Mello match. Is a quick match, which it should have been, which I'm glad it was. Tozawa took Curly control early on, hits a ad break. Mello takes control after that. Easy win, really, for Mello, and it's what everyone expects. And, hopefully it's the start of a trajectory where Mello is going to take off. I still think Trick Williams will get called up to the main roster, and I think he will feud with Mello. After this was the Charlotte Flair promo. Obviously, again, like Jey, you got obviously you're sort of plotting these people to test the crowd's sort of reaction to them picking that champion of that show for a Mania match. And I think this is the one that is going to happen. I think Jey's going to pick the Raw champion. I think Charlotte will pick the SmackDown champion. I think actually, ironically, the Raw champion, women's champion, feels bigger than the SmackDown women's champion. Liv was great. Obviously, you've got Rhea, which is the biggest female name right now. Becky coming back would obviously change that, but right now. And I think this is the way it goes. And obviously, she belittled Tiffy. Tiffy was like, everyone compare me to Charlotte, so pick me, Charlotte. Charlotte's like, basically like, just shut up, all right? Beg me to pick you. Jax comes down. No, Jax and Candice LeRae come down. Jax saying, hey, I've got a match with Tiffy next week, so hold up. All right. Leads into a Candice LeRae match, though, versus Alexa Bliss. Great seeing Alexa back. Can't stress that enough. And it was a Chamber qualifying match, which Alexa won. The match felt like it went a bit too long, though, in my opinion. It probably could have gone 2 or 3 minutes shorter. I'm going to bring that back into a point in just a second. But it was a great match. She actually used a different version of Sister Abigail, using a DDT version to get the win. But yeah, like I said, a couple minutes too long, but it was a good match regardless. And then leading into the main event, Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes versus Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. The reason why I said that match went too long, 2 or 3 minutes too long, this one didn't go long enough. It felt rushed. It just felt like they needed an extra couple of minutes to breathe. It probably doesn't help that Cody and Jey, 2 really long entrances as well. That obviously knocks off a couple of minutes of the match. It started slow. Jacob and Cody, aura, feeling each other out. Jacob taking control very early on. After the commercial, Jacob and Tama working over Cody. Cody obviously fighting off Tama, tagging in Jey Uso for the hot tag. Goes crazy, right? As you can expect, it's a hot tag. You should go crazy. Tama fights back. They both tag in then Cody and Jacob. Round 2, basically. Works over Jacob, hits a Cody cutter. Jacob throws him off him at the count of 1, which was, everyone was a bit like, whoa, okay. Gets Cody to the corner, tags in Tama. 2 quick pins on Cody, kicks out of both. Hits a jumping DDT, kicks out of that. Leading basically to a crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Overall, solid match, but yeah, it did feel rushed. A lot of the spots were really early on, so you could tell they were trying to get through this match a lot quicker than really anyone would have wanted to. I would have wanted this to go an extra sort of 5 minutes personally, which again, long entrances. Jey Uso repeating an entrance at the start of the show. Alexa Bliss and that. You probably could have worked off Jey thing at the start, an extra minute, a minute and a half off of that. Extra 2 minutes off of 2 or 3 minutes off of the Alexa match. You probably would have had enough time then to let this match breathe, which is a bit of a shame, but oh well. After the match, right as the sort of credits are appearing on the screen, Solo in a hooded hoodie, that's awful, coming in, so some Samoan spike on Cody, and the crowd actually reacted really, really well to this. I think, obviously he hasn't beaten, he's lost to Cody a few times now, but the crowd reacted really well to it. Obviously it's good to see Solo back. I like Solo. I think his entrance is a hard one, to be fair. And I thought he might come back at the Rumble, but I'm glad actually he didn't. And look, this is probably obviously going to lead to a chamber match between the 2 of them, which I don't think I'm crazy to see, but it's good to see him back. Obviously teasing Solo, Jacob, what goes on there. we'll sort of see. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on SmackDown down below. I'll see you all soon. Peace.